All right, hey guys, you know I run a core EDC belt, my EDC belt, because it's sturdy, but it's also got those 20 plus points of micro adjustment and everything, which is totally badass, right? Well, check this out. Now Core has got the first ever micro adjustable battle belt. So you still get all your clicks and stuff. So if you've had that big Thanksgiving dinner, you want to let it out a little bit. But here's the cool part. They've got an inner belt, right? This is what actually goes through the belt loop, but you can use this for EDC also. But the best part is the actual battle belt itself. Now again, it's got your micro adjustable trump here, 20 plus clicks, but it's got double row of MOLLE so that you can attach those holsters, all that stuff to it. Holsters, gun belts, first aid pouches, all that stuff. All this stuff is totally badass. You guys know that to be true. But the other cool part is they are giving us a promo code, Tactical Rifleman 10, saves you 10% off of everything at the whole website. Totally badass. All right, shooter indicates ready, stand by. 1.44, you made standard. A little low, give me one more. Shooter ready, stand by. 1.34, you made the standard. All right, indexing 2 targets. Shooter ready, stand by. 2.07, made the standard,
All right. I'd love to tell you that I didn't shoot that well on purpose, but you know what? That's how it went for me right then. But here's the deal. This video is about standards-based training versus performance-based training, and this is something that everybody needs to understand. So we all have standards. Standards are, hey, if you did it in this amount of time, you're good enough. No. Okay. For shooting, it's not good enough. For what we're doing, for a lot of people, unfortunately, that's considered good enough. So the standard, we need to understand the standard is an acceptable level of performance. It's a starting point. It's where if you can't achieve that level, maybe you need to go find something else to do, or you've got to find a way to get better, to get yourself to the standard. But here's where excellence begins, okay? Excellence begins when you achieve the standard, when you do good enough on the standard, but now you got to find a way to keep going, okay? And that's the hard part, because a lot of people say, well, I made the standard, I'm good enough, let's go do something else. No, you're not. And that's what performance-based training is all about, is your individual performance. No matter what you do, you need to find a way to get better. If you could have a time machine, you need to be able to go back to last week and kick your own butt and be better. You need to be better tomorrow than you were today. And look at it this way, if you're just 1% better next week than you are today, how much better will you be a month from now, a year from now? So it adds up, and it's hard. And 1% is hard to do. Okay, initially 1% you can get 1% better, but at some point it gets harder to find that 1%. But performance-based training versus standards-based training. Standard says, hey, a minimum standard is good enough. And at the level that I want to shoot at the level of the people that I train want to shoot at, that's not good enough. There is always a way to get better. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of instructors lean on standards because it's simple and it's easy. And if I can get you to a standard, I send you on my way. Oh, look, it's 5 o'clock, I get to go home, okay? With performance-based training, I have to come up with a way to make you better, okay? I have to come up with a way to make him better. I have to come up with a way to make him better. And those 3 solutions are completely different. What it takes to make him better and you better are 3 completely different things. All of us have different things that we have to fix, different ways that we have to change in order to improve ourselves. As an instructor, it's incredibly difficult to find a different solution for every person out there. But you know what? That's why it's a valuable skill, and that's why not everybody can do it. But I want you to understand, no matter how good you are, no matter what level of performance you're at today, you need to focus on getting better. How can I take a little bit off? How can I get a little quicker? How can I be a little more accurate, right? And it doesn't matter if you don't make the standard right away. Set yourself up with a training program that will get you to that standard and then keep you moving forward. And I wish everybody had the concept of performance-based training versus standards-based training, but they don't. And that's why I wanted to do this video, because I want to introduce you to that. If you don't think that way, you need to. And especially in shooting, there's always a way to get better. There is always a way to train. There's always a different technique. There are different ideas. Any instructor that says this is the right way to do it and the only way to do it and you have to do it like this is dangerous, because they've stopped learning. Okay, they've accepted that this is the only right way, and they have quit looking for better right ways, and that's just not the case. So performance is always about finding a way to make yourself better. Standards say, hey, you did it that time or in that whatever, and you made that score good enough. Is a C good enough? I don't accept C's from my kids. Is a 79 good enough? Is an 80, hey, an 80's a B. Is that good enough? No, it's not. Okay? We need to find a way to make an 85. As a leader, it's your job to get the most out of the people that you lead. And if you can get that guy to 85, maybe you can get that guy to 90, maybe you can get that guy to 91%. And that extra percent you got out of that guy and the extra 5 you got out of that guy may make the difference between winning and losing on a larger scale or when you're playing a game. So I want you to think about that when you're shooting. Never accept the standard as acceptable. Never say I passed the qual and so I'm good enough, okay? Always look at things, how can we get better? How can I find a way to get better? How can I improve on that? And it doesn't matter what that looks like. There's a way to improve it, whether it's speed or whether it's accuracy. So focus on performance. Don't focus on acceptable standards. All of our quals have standards. Every CTE that I wrote for my team and that we use has an acceptable time and an acceptable level of accuracy, and that's okay. That's a baseline. Okay? Once you achieve that baseline, you're good enough to stay. Now we got to find a way to make you better. So incorporate that into your training. Make it part of what you do. Don't accept mediocrity. Don't accept even a fairly high standard as good enough. Okay, because you're shooting, you as an individual, the people that depend on you are worth everything you can put into it. So focus on that and think about that. Incorporate your training and say, look, here's a standard, but how do I get better? Performance is where it's at, not standards. Come shoot with us. We'll talk to you soon. Tactical Rifleman.
If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter so you don't miss out on anything.